Okay, who wants to do the bubbles in the cauldron? Speak up, Peter. It's kind of like Judy Dench exercises, you know. Okay, let's just make some bubbles and then we'll have the witches start. Okay, here we go.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
That you meet with me.
I come, grey malkin.
How calls?
Oh, so long. There is foul and
falls there.
So I'll try that one more time with just a regular beat to it. All is fair. Okay? See what you got.
Foul is fair, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog.
Good echo to it. The reason I'm doing that is because later on there will be several of these kind of speeches you all make, and if you all say them in rhythm, we'll understand it. Otherwise,
a lot of times it's hard to do it in rhythm. If it's everybody has their sound on at the same time, it kind of staggers it.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds good once it's done, you know. So anyway,
next.
Okay, I am now playing Clunkin the King. All right. What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt of the new estate.
This is the sergeant. This is the sergeant who, like a good and hearty soldier, fought against my captivity. Brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil, that as thou didst lead it.
Keith?
Yes?
Can you have Mike do a sound test? Or maybe you know how to do that, Mike, because you're kind of fading in and out. It's not.
Mike, you're on a tablet?
I am, yes.
Well, hopefully it's the similar. On the bottom left of the screen, there's the microphone where it has the mute or not to mute.
Yeah.
And then there's that scroll menu. The little arrow on it, or little arrow next.
Is it near the microphone?
It's just to the right of the microphone.
It's an arrow that goes like this, just pointing up. No? Yes?
I don't have one.
Well, that's the mic. You know, it'll test your mic and speakers. It'll give you a level.
Doesn't work.
I can hear you.
It just that it cuts in and out. I didn't know if it was location or.
Well, there's other sound, like I guess Zoom automatically turns on the microphone when it hears a sound in the room.
Uh-huh.
So if there's background noise in somebody else's room, or then it will cut off my microphone even though I'm speaking for a second and go to them and then come back. That might be it.
Okay.
Maybe if we're not talking, then mute yourself. If we're not talking in the scene, you might help him, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Mute myself for this one.
Oh, I see. Yes, that's good. Give us your stage voice there, too. I know. Just a little bit louder. All righty?
Okay.
And here comes the sergeant, Mr. Pita.
We're starting with the captain? Or
We can start from scene 2 if you want. You want to do that? What bloody man is this? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt of the new estate. Mr. Line, Mr. Malcolm.
This is the sergeant. Who let the prudent party soldier fought against my captivity? Oh, brave friend, pray to the king the knowledge of the boy as thou didst leave it.
Now, Peter. Hello, Peter.
Me? No, it says captain.
Sergeant.
Captain Sergeant.
Oh, I'm Captain Sergeant. I didn't know that. Okay. Down for the stood. There's two swimmers that do cling together and choke their out. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel for that multiplying villainous of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles, the currents and gallaglasses is supplied. And fortune is on his gallant coral smiling, showed like a little spore. But all's too weak. The brave Macbeth, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune for his brandished steel, which smote with bloody execution, like Dallas Minden carved on his passage, till he faced the slave, which no shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseen him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As whence the sun gains his reflection, shipwrecking storms and darting thunders, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come. Discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark, no sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping currents to trust their heels, but the Norwegian Lord, surveying the vantage, with furthest arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Assault? Oh, dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as Sparrow's eagle with a hair of a lion. If I say sooth, I must report that they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in weakened wounds or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Roast.
Lennox? Mr. Lennox. How come? I thought I got all the guys' names in there, but I didn't. Okay. Here he comes. What haste looks through his eyes? So should he look that seems to speak things strange. God save the king. Whence camest thee, thou worthy thing? From Fife, and great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by the most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, and becanded dismal conflicts until the Bologna bridegroom leapt in proof and confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious, arms against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us. What happened? Oh, well, that now Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would he deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Colm's castle? No. Inch, that's it. Okay. 10,000, oh gosh, my eyes. $10,000 to the general note. Oh, no more than Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. So pronounce his present death, and with the former title, greet MacBeth.
I'll see it done.
Oh, good. And what he hath lost, noble MacBeth hath won. How's that? Back to the witches.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched. Give me, quoth I, anointy witch, the rum-fed Ranyan cries her husbands to Aleppo, gone master o' the tiger, but in a sieve I will titter sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very port they blew, all the quarters that they know. I the shipman's cart, I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his spark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wicked as homeward he did come.
A drum. MacBeth.
The weird sisters hand
in hand,
hostess of sea
and land.
Thus do
Go about
thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up mine. Peace, charms bound
I think in the future we might each take one line.
So how the fair day I have not seen.
So how is this far to Claudius? What are these that so withered, so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it? Oh, like you. And are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, and each has at once their choppy finger laying on their skinny lips, and should be women, and yet your beards forbade to interpret you are so.
The drag queens. Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail MacBeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
There we go.
All hail, MacBeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail, MacBeth, that shall be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? It's the name of truth, and that is, are you as fantastical or as indeed our outworthy ye show, oh, my noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and royal hope. He seems wrapped withal. To me you speak out, speak not, but you can look into the seeds of time and say what green will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg or fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail!
Hail,
lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
thou shalt get king, though thou be none. So, all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Dave, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By sight of death, I know I am the Thane of Glance, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stopped out, why was a prophetic greeting? Speak, I charge you.
They all disappear. The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air. And what seems the corporal melts with his breath into the wind. Where they had stayed.
Oh, were such things here that we do speak about? Or have we eaten of the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too. Isn't it not so?
Ah, to the self-same tune and words. Who's here? The king hath happily received Macbeth and the news of the success, and when he reads the personal venture of the rebels' fight, his wonders and greatness do contend where he should be thine or his, silenced with that, or in viewing of the over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, and nothing afeared that thyself didst make. Strange images of death, as thick as hail, and come post with post, and every time one did hear the praises of his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down afore him. Mr. Mike, you're Angus.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee and to fight, not to kill thee.
And for the earnest of greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, and in which addition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine. And what the devil speaks now, true.
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane you struck? But under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to know, whether he was combined with those in Norway, or his line a rebel with hidden help and advantage, or that with post his labor like a dog. But we who confessed the fool have overthrown him.
Glans and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when those that gave the pain of quarter to me promised to be less than them to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you to the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oft times to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles, or betray us in deepest consequences. Cousin, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural solicity cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a thought? I am vain of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion which horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears age less than the horrible imaginings. My thought, whose moral yet is but fantastical, shakes my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Oh, our partners rapt.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him like their strange garments, and cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come with me. Time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
But give me a favor. My brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered, where every day I turn the leaves to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at no time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Until then, enough. Come, friends.
Come, friends. Ah, yes. A little bit more big fanfare. I'll give you a big king's welcome here. All right, here is scene 4. Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoken with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leech. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the piercing blow as it were careless johnson.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute truth. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to o'ertake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine? Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it, page itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything straight for the love and honor.
Ah, welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known to less to have done so, let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart. There, if I grow, the harvest is your own. My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, and seek and hide themselves in drops of sorrow, sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest know, that we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, and whose honor must not accompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I'll be myself a harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach, so humbly take my leave.
My worthy Calder.
The Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down or leap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eyes wink at the hand, and yet let that be which the eye hears when it is done to see. Exit.
Oh, thank you. Sir, pursued by a bear? No. Okay. True, worthy Banquo, he is full of a soul valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to see, and to me. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome, and as a peerless kinsman, flourish. Now we go to the castle in Macbeth's home at Inverness, and Lady Macbeth has a letter that she got from her husband. Mute. She's on mute.
Unmute.
Oh dear.
Here we go. Did you turn it on?
Gosh, I got it. Thank you.
All right, here we go again. They met me.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned and desired to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, and which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to this coming on of time, with Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mayest not lose the dues of rejoicing, by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Lammas thou art, and Cawdor, it shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness. To catch the nearest way, thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise thee with the valor of my tongue, all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
Messenger Una.
Attendant, the king comes here tonight.
Thou'rt mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who wert so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of our fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, had sick scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending, he brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, not keep peace between the effect on it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall. You murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall in the dense smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor having peeked through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond thy ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall through all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear to alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
We're outside the castle. Oh, this castle has a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. This ghost of summer, this guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet does approve, and by his love missionary, that the heavens breath and seems wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, or coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle, where we most breed and haunt. I am observed the air is delicate. See where our honor is hostess, and the love that follows us sometime in our trouble, still we think as love. Herein I teach you now you shall bid God, and tid us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point, twice done, and done double. What poor and single business to contend against these honors deep and broad wherewith. Your Majesty loads our house, for those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where is the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp in his spur, hath holp him, and to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit of your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand, and conduct me on mine own, and then we will have him highly, and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess. And in the same, and inside castle.
What has been done? What is done? And to whatever done quick. If the assassination could travel up the consequence and catch with his success. But that this might be the be-all and the end. Here, in his places, we still have judgment here. That we could teach bloody instructions, which being taught returns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our praise and challenge to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pitied like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or when its children, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. That tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
Well, we will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have brought golden brilliants from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in the newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk when you dressed yourself? Has it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not, wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares to do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you have made both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, had plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you to have done to this.
But if we should fail...
We fail? But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Oh, bring forth men children only, that thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but nails. Will it not be received when they have marked with blood their sleepy tree of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other? And as we shall make our griefs in clamor roar upon his death.
Ah, I am settled, and bend up each culpable agent to those terrible feet. Away, and mock the time with fair show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.